Hi, this is Laurel from the Seagull Nest, and today I'm going to talk about being in car seats and the risks associated with that. As you know, I am a child passenger safety technician, and I am also a pediatric sleep consultant and a postpartum doula. I am really passionate about safety. I'm really passionate about car seats. I'm really passionate about sleep, and I'm really passionate about children. So all of these things come into play when it comes to thinking about sleeping in a car seat. So oftentimes parents get the rear-facing only car seats at baby showers, or they buy them knowing that they're convenient and that they can take their children around in them. And they meaning manufacturers, also sell travel systems, which are strollers that have snaps specifically or apparatuses specifically to fit the car seat into the stroller. So people assume that it's safe for their children to sleep in. And that's actually not true. So the reason that travel systems are a thing is because it's more convenient, and it definitely makes it easier to go into a doctor's appointment or go to the grocery store quickly. But car seats are not made to be beds. They're not made for children to sleep in long term. They're not made for an infant to go from the vehicle to their house and then sleep there. They're not made to sleep in instead of a crib, a bassinet, a pack and play. So I'm going to put my sleep hat on for a minute. When you think of safe sleep, there are the ABCs of safe sleep, and I am really a big advocate. So the ABCs of safe sleep: alone, on back, in a crib. Could be a bassinet or a pack and play. It doesn't matter in this case, but it does matter that they're alone on their back on a firm flat mattress with just a flat sheet and a pacifier. And I always recommend using a swaddle or sleep sack, depending on the age of the infant. And the reason is because this has been approved by the American Academy of Pediatrics as the safest sleep situation for infants. And I know that historically babies have slept on their stomachs or on their sides or in these containers. And at this point in the year 2022, and in the most recent years, in the past, the AAP recommends this for a reason. And I know a lot of people will say, but my child has survived this, or my child has survived that. And this is called survivor bias. So yes, many children have survived really unsafe situations, but that doesn't mean that children in the future will. And we want to keep babies and children as safe as possible for as long as possible. Obviously, we can't live in a bubble, but we can do anything that we can do to keep them safe in the interim. So getting back to car seats and safe sleep, it is as okay as it can be for an infant to sleep in a car seat short term. Obviously, if you are traveling and the baby is going to sleep in the car, have them stretch every 2 hours. And this goes for you as well. If you are in a car for more than 2 hours, at the 2-hour mark or right before, stop. This helps to avoid blood clots in everybody, not just the baby, not just the parents. The reason that we don't want a baby sleeping in a car when it is properly installed long term is to avoid blood clots. And it's the same for adults or children. Walking around, stretching is so good for you. Just get out, take a 5-minute walk, and get back in and continue. Like, it really could save your life just based on that. And it could save your infant's life and everyone else in your family. Now, if you have a baby in a car seat, the reason that it is not recommended for them to sleep in it long term is because their neck, their chin to chest, could block off their airway. And this is called positional asphyxiation. And we want to avoid that. Obviously, babies have floppy necks, floppy heads, and their heads are very heavy. So we want to keep them safe by making sure the car seat is installed properly at the right incline, and you're keeping an eye on them. But just remember, positional asphyxiation can happen silently. Like, you're not going to necessarily know that your child's airway has been blocked off, and that's really scary. So it's also not ideal for an infant to sleep in a car seat in general, but obviously risk outweighs benefit. Benefit outweighs risk. And this is because the risk would be not putting your baby in a car seat at all. So if you're in a car, they're not safe. They obviously, not having a child in a car seat is just not ideal. Excuse me. So the benefit is to keep them safe. The risk is to put them in danger if they fall asleep. Obviously, if your car seat is installed properly and you watch them, then you're doing the best you can with the scenario that you have to deal with. But if you are going for a walk, put your baby in a stroller that has a bassinet. Wear them in a baby carrier. Just make sure that it's on properly so that their neck isn't down. Hold them. I really recommend using, for example, the stroller, the Up a Baby Vista has a bassinet feature, and that's really great. And you can use it as a bed too. They sell a stand specifically for the bassinet that you can use in your home. But using a bassinet is so much safer than a car seat because it's flat and it's an approved safe sleep surface. Obviously, a lot of parents use car seats because they're convenient, they're easy to move, but they limit the child's mobility and they limit the child's ability to have their head upright. And if your child is in a convertible car seat, it's the same thing. When they're little, they have the opportunity to get positional asphyxiation, and that's just not a great scenario. So take them out of the car seat. Babies often sleep better in car seats because they're cozy, but it's really not a safe situation, and we want to avoid it. If you need help trying to figure out what to do because your baby only sleeps in the car seat, reach out. I'm a pediatric sleep consultant. I know car seat safety because I'm a child passenger safety technician. There are other CPSTs in here that are not the doc and doula CPSTs, and there are other sleep consultants on the doc and doula page. And if you are not watching this on doc and doula, then let me know and you can reach out and I can put you in contact, or I can set you up with a consult and we can talk it out. Just try to avoid any situation in which the incline is not ideal and not in a car. The only time your baby really should sleep in a car seat is when they're in the car and the car is moving. The recline is safe, or it should be its safest incline or recline, and you're moving. Just make sure to take them out after 2 hours. Please reach out if you have any questions. Laurel at theseagullnest.com. Thank you.